I was one of those kids. Who else was one of those kids? Just me and Thompson? Anybody else? Sergeant Padilla, thank you. Because we didn't, you know, I was homeless too. As a matter of fact, I got drafted into the Army. And actually I got drafted into the Marine Corps, to be honest about it. And at the last second, I jumped in the Army recruiter's office as they were marching me down to the Marine thing. I said I didn't want to become a Marine because everybody who came home in a box on my street was a Marine. So that was the last thing I wanted to be. So I dashed into the Army recruiter's office and I said, I want to join the Army. The guy said, okay. So here, sign this paper. Come with me. We ran down, double timed, took the oath of office. Next thing I know, I'm on a bus to Fort Leonard Wood for basic training. And they yell at you for the first 3 days, but after that, we sat down and they said, who are you, where are you from, and what are you going to be in the Army? I said, well, I'm Dennis Black, I'm from St. Louis, and I'm going to be a forest ranger. He said, what the F did you say? I said, I'm going to be a forest ranger. He said, we don't have forest rangers in the Army. I said, no, Sergeant, you're wrong. I signed up for it. I said, oh, you signed up for something, all right. So when I got out of basic training, the day of basic training graduation, everybody else left. I'm standing there alone. I'm like, I said to the company commander, I said, where am I going? He said, I don't know. I don't have any orders for you. We went and got in on the phone. He called around and said, well, you're going straight to Fort Hood, Texas, to the Ranger unit. They wanted to put you through an OJT program. I said, what's OJT? He said, on-the-job training. They don't want the Army AIT program to mess you up. So I ended up in the company area as an E2, and I didn't know anything. Got to the supply room, got all that stuff. I'm like, what the heck is all of this? And it took me 3 days to figure out how to put the Alice rucksack thing together. Nobody would show me, nobody would talk. But then some other people started showing up, and then pretty soon class started, and that's how it all began. So there's no such thing as an accident, right? Everything happens for a reason. Sometimes you don't know what the reason is until, you know, after the fact, right? But that's what it is. And so if I hadn't gone to that Army recruiter's office at the last second and signed up, I'd have been somewhere else doing something else, and I wouldn't have had the lessons that I learned in A Company. I was there from 72 to early 74 and left there and went to Korea for a year, got out, went to the 20th Special Forces Group. From there I went to OCS and then to flight school and ended up flying Cobras and 58s. So, but did 16 years. That was pretty good for a draftee, I think. And when we had this first reunion, I got the email list and I saw Steve Thompson on the email list, and I emailed him, he didn't email me back. Emailed him again, he didn't email me back. I kept pounding because he was in that class with me. We went through Ranger class together, we went through Sergeant Padilla's class together, we went through everything together. So I said, no, I'm not giving up on this guy. Finally, I got his phone number from somebody, and I called him. He's like, yeah, Barry Stam, yeah, okay, I'm down here in Panama, I'm doing my thing, and yeah, that's good. You guys enjoy that reunion thing. He said, nah, you gotta come, man. You gotta come. So this year in May, I went to Panama. I said, Steve, you gotta come to Panama City and meet with me. Let's spend a day. And we did, and then I extended the invitation. So it's been 10 years since he's been in the United States, but he's finally back. Steve, stand up.